our amazing, talented, experienced agents on the team. We wanted to say congratulations for being in the industry for 5, 10, and 15 plus years. And we'd love to hear about your experience, how the industry has kind of changed for you in this time frame, what you guys have implemented and learned from your home sold guaranteed realty and how it's helped you stay in the forefront of a lot of these changes. And again, we just wanted to say congratulations and show our appreciation and support of some of our more experienced agents on the team. So way to go, guys. So feel free, please unmute yourself, turn your camera on, share with us basically how things have changed in the last 5 years for our agents that have been in the industry for about 5 years or so.
In the old days, we used to have to use a rotary phone. We didn't have cell phones. You had to dial with your finger. It took forever. And then they invented something called Mojo, which was a multi-line dialer. Boy, that changed it for good.
It's just fun.
Like, I hope they had cell phones back in at least 2016.
Yeah, you had to use two hands.
Awesome. So John, tell us how has the industry been for you?
It's good. It comes down to, I think, it's a different experience for somebody who is joined Rudy for Team New Vision. They've had the experience of walking into a very successful system. And most of the team leaders know that the success really comes down to exceptional marketing, and our Craig Proctor system married with the Your Home Sold Guaranteed really has turbocharged most of our businesses. And I think that's really the biggest thing is Rudy invested a lot of time and energy up front so that his team grew really quickly with the system. And most of the other brokerages out there say they train or say they have systems, but it's every man for themselves. And just in the year and a half of being at Your Home Sold Guaranteed, as opposed to a very established brand, I was a KW agent, which I really loved. I loved the KW system. But the level of sharing and teamwork throughout the whole brokerage has really made an exponential difference in my experience in the industry. You've got more institutional knowledge in this one brokerage to solve all your real estate problems, as opposed to trying to figure it out all by yourself at a separate brokerage. Not that, those were bad. It's just, it was frustrating. And there's way more cooperation here than at those other brokerages, even though this feels like a small independent brokerage. And that's really been the biggest thing, is the access to knowledge and resources and help to solve a real estate problem has really been immediate. So that's been the biggest turnaround, and the ongoing use of technology and help with marketing.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, John. Perfect. Anyone else? Caroline, Alex, Ed, Freeman, Wesley, Robert, anybody want to share kind of their experience as well too?
Hi, Chelsea. I'll share.
Ed.
So, I was at KW also for about 5 years. And I experienced the same thing that John did. So I love working at KW, but they just have a different mindset than Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. At KW, it was always your database is your business. And I get that from getting referrals from your database and repeat business. But that was sort of it. They were very old school about cold calling, a lot, door knocking, traditional open houses. And I think I was the only agent there that was looking into different systems. I looked at Buffini, I looked at Tom Ferry, and also finally found Craig Proctor, and it just clicked for me. And I saw Rudy at a couple of conferences, and I guess I just got baby stepped into joining Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty.
Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, so from what you've seen so far, how do you feel like that's helping you kind of stay in the forefront of, what the changes that you've kind of seen take place through Keller Williams and making the switch over to us?
At KW, there were some people that had large teams, but that was the exception. Okay. But with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, it's more that being a team leader, you're expected to grow a team. And I've been given the opportunity to do that here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, we're glad to have you. Welcome again, Ed.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. Anyone else from our 5 years plus team that would like to share their story?
Hey, Chelsea, I'm here. Sorry.
Hey, Dan.
Stepped away. I'd love to share a story as far as learning about Your Home Sold Guaranteed was probably one of the best things that happened to me in my whole real estate career. As I just caught the tail end. I too was with Keller Williams, and they do have an incredible training program. But the key thing I noticed was, yes, there are select big teams, maybe one or two big teams, but at the end of the day, it's all individual. It's individual training and individual put yourself together. And here at Your Home Sold Guaranteed, we may have individual teams, but we act as one. I kind of coined a term yesterday when I was on the phone with Homelight, and I said, well, the Rudy Kusama team is a super team. So we kind of have a super team and teams below the super team. And it was the best way. I just kind of came up with it, and to describe it to our vendor relationships here. Because she says, you guys are so unique and so different. You help each other out. And if a client just doesn't work for you, you just pass it on to everybody else or somebody else in your team if they have a better fit. And that doesn't happen in other brokerages, which is very unique for our brokerage, where we are there to find out their why and if it best suits them. And at the end of the day, if the client just doesn't gel with us, there's no harm, no foul. We're not afraid, let's force to work with this client because you just don't gel, and fear of, where's your next meal going to come from, where you continue to work hard. The companies provide you the opportunity. You work hard. You will get the benefits of whether it's a Zillow lead or the Movado team or your own team leader providing you the leads. And I think that benefit alone in the camaraderie of also the help when you do get stuck, because there's so much that happens in a transaction that is completely outside of regular standard training that you need. Just for example, if you need a stager, you need a handyman, all that stuff is all available. People just post on our workplace, which is also very unique. I don't know. I've been also at Realty One before this, Keller Williams, then Realty One, then here, and none of them have this. I guess the main essence is the team. And it was yesterday, I kind of coined us as a super team and teams within the super team under Rudy Kusama. So I think that's kind of my experience. I might have jumped in here. I didn't realize we were on 5 years. I know I'm 15 years.
Congratulations, Darren. You've been in business for 15 years.
Yes.
Darren. So you're right. Yeah, you're right, Darren. We are one team. Your Home Sold Guaranteed team, right?
Yes.
So Darren, in the last 15 years, what have you seen the industry evolve in the 15 years? Don't worry,
like,
Darren. You just mess around with Chelsea PowerPoint slide, but no big deal.
I know, that's okay. So the biggest thing was I could see that all the real estate companies were on the forefront of training CRMs, but the biggest difference is, like when I say I coined the super team, and it's all individualized in what you get out of it. And what you give into the support really is not there as a team structure in any other real estate brokerage besides ours. And how the changes has evolved is like, I too was kind of part of the training process of the different trainers in the industry. I'm a high I. You guys have all learned the disc. And so I'm like, okay, Brian Buffini's for me. Like I thought it was the golden ticket, but then I realized it's not fun begging for business from your friends. And it was probably one of the biggest learning experience of regarding my business as a business, and doing business with strangers is actually, like, I call it fun. And so I've experienced the Brian Buffini training, the Tom Ferry training, and just the in-house training at Keller Williams. And they're all completely around the old school mentality of, like, the part-time realtor, beg your friends, beg your family for a real estate transaction, instead of really kind of structuring it as a business. And that's what Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty gives for you. I said Realty because I got a jacket that says Reality. And so I'm a little stuck on that one. But anyways, so the biggest change is obviously the CRM and the technology that has advanced us. And what makes the biggest thing that makes us different is the team concept is making us grow faster than anybody else. And the sharing of basically, I think what I'm doing right now, what we do for each other, the help, like where I could call up Sheila right now and say, hey, Sheila, help me out. I'm lost. Or Lucas, I need a handyman. Like everyone is usually within 5 seconds on the work chat to give you a solving, like a problem, to solve your problem. And I guess that's the biggest thing I got out of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. I guess you could say my career spans, 15 plus years, 2006. I'll give you kind of a brief how I've seen it evolved. Licensed in 2006 to 2008, and that was record. Those were record years, like where we are right now. 2008 to 2010, I went, oh my God, I got 2 kids. The real estate is crashing. I don't know what to do. And I don't know who Rudy Kusama is at the time. So I ended up having to leave the industry for a little bit. Kept my license with Keller Williams while I left, and just did small investments on my side while I got a job because I had 2 kids. And then always wanting to get back into it, but I just couldn't, because the real estate agency did not provide me the tools for what was about to happen with the foreclosure. And what I see coming right now, what Rudy has been prepping us for, is the exact same problem, maybe a little bit different. It's not the financial institutions, but we have the REO. The REOs are coming, and they're going to be coming fast, the foreclosures. And here we are. He's already trained us this whole year, this past year, with the REO, and to become a specialist. And we have partnered with special banks, and the training here for the future is with me. So anyways, that's me. I can probably talk for hours, but I'll turn the floor back on to everybody else, because I need to stay quiet and not absorb too much time.
Okay. Thank you, Darren. Thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate your high eye. Awesome. So to backtrack a little bit, yes, congratulations again to each of our team members that have been in the industry for the last 10 plus and 15 plus years. So, but yeah, we do want to open it up to the rest of the team as well too. So any of our guys that have been in the real estate space for the last 10 years plus, please feel free to unmute yourself, turn your camera on. We would love to hear from you as well too.
So John's comment wasn't actually far off. When I got into real estate, it was during the advent of smartphones. And I had a flip phone. And I was out showing properties to one of my first clients, and they had their iPhones, and they were looking up all these properties online. And I'm like, crap, I need one of those. And look at how far we've come.
Oh my gosh, everything at your fingertips.
Can I share? So I started in the business in 2001, and the market was great. You didn't have to have any skills to make money, period. End of story. If you were a realtor, you were making money. Once again, this is Marisela Smith. I'm the other half of the Smith, Lucas Smith. Anyway, so came to 2005, it was still making good money. I went through a postpartum depression, and the market tanked, and I didn't have the skills. I didn't have the skills to survive the market, even though, I survived the market, but I barely made it. So we started like the training. I started my, working on my mindset, my tools, and it was doing good. But it was always like an, even flow, like up and down in the market because of we don't have the system. We didn't have the tools that we have now with Rudy. So in 2017, 18, we saw Rudy at the conference. We heard him sharing how he does, how much he gives back to the community. And that really touched our heart and, well, my heart. And we decided to meet with Rudy because we wanted what he had. However, we wanted the system. We wanted to give back. We wanted to do what he was doing. And we went and met with him. At that time, it didn't work out for whatever reason. We joined another company. And we regret it because it was still the same. It was still the same business. We didn't have the system. We didn't have the tools. Even though we were with the Craig Fractor, we still didn't have the implementation because it's, being in the Craig Fractor system is expensive and it takes a lot of planning, and we were doing really well in the business. So we didn't have the discipline to plan and to, sell. So with Rudy and Rudy's company, we have been able to do a little bit more implementation and taking care of the business part of the real estate side. So I can say now that, we are actually moving forward to what we want to do, which is create a business. And that was thanks to Rudy Kusuma and the whole team and Chelsea and Christy and everyone. So that's me.
Thank you so much for sharing, Marcella and Lucas. Awesome job, guys. Perfect.
Hi, Chelsea. So I would like to share.
Yes, Ron.
So in 2000, I can say from year 2000 to 2010 about, I've been doing a lot of flips. So total maybe did over 40 flips. We bought and sold homes. And I used to have this agent that actually worked and all the time got me deals. We bought and sold. And in 2008, between 2008 to 10, when the market crashed, I was this agent kept telling me, Ron, you should get your license. Ron, you should get your license. And the market crashed. There was not so much business. I said, okay, let's get a license. So I got the license. And I was with Keller Williams, and I actually never really went into real training because remember, I bought so many homes. So I didn't really need to, I didn't feel like sitting and do any training. And even though I did some, I didn't feel like it didn't talk to me. Nothing talked to me. So around 2015, 16, 17, I started to see Rudy. Somehow it went through me, and I saw Rudy, and I followed him for a few years. And I saw the way Rudy grew, and I was like, wow, this guy must be amazing. So around 2000, I can say 19, and then 2020, 2019, I can say, when I joined with Esti, which my amazing partner, we went ahead and researched how can I get to Rudy's system. I didn't even think to actually be part of Rudy's. That would be like a dream. Like, wow, I can be part of Rudy. Rudy's amazing. So we went ahead and we went to Craig Proctor, because we look on the website and we found that this is actually Craig Proctor's system. So we went ahead and went to the first Craig Proctor. It was a conference introduction. Right away we signed, and we didn't even sign with Rudy. It was with Craig Proctor. Somehow, while we connected with Craig Proctor, we looked for somebody to guide us, to maybe some kind of coach. We have Bill Watson, but it wasn't from our area. We didn't feel a real connection, because again, it's a different area, different market, different style. And guess what? Bill Watson said, "Hey, why don't you just get in touch with Rudy Kusuma?" I said, "Hey, now I have a referral." Rudy won't say no, so we made an appointment with Rudy. And we clicked right away. What I can say about the system after being through all this up and down, and again, we were successful in Century 21, right? We had our own a big office. They gave us everything, but again, the system it didn't talk to us at all. It was completely something that doesn't work. So when we met with Rudy, we felt it. That's it. That's the one. So what we can say about getting successful with this system is copy and paste, and definitely implement. If you can't do the whole thing in one shot, just take part, be an amazing on that part, and then do another part, be an amazing on that part, and then continue as you go. But don't stop. Like, if something you're not so sure, just do it and get clients. Just talk to whoever you see. You see somebody on the street, give your business card, your home sold guarantee. It's just everywhere you go, it's easier when you believe in it. Okay, so it's easier when you become when you really believe in the system, then you make everybody else believe in it, because you know what you have in your hand is gold. So you really want to infect everybody around you with it, because you know that what you have, nobody else has. And again, there is no competition, because your system is so unique. It's so special. And it doesn't matter to us. You want to negotiate? Of course, we'll negotiate everything. You want to negotiate commissions, everything is negotiable, like Rudy says. So we really feel very happy to be here, and happy to be to show and to see success, that how we keep growing and being successful. It's really great, and we actually don't even feel we are in full blast. So we see only good things, and thanks Rudy and his amazing vision, it works.
Awesome. Congratulations, Ron. Perfect. Awesome. So guys, any questions for any of our team members that have been in the real estate space for a while now? This is definitely a good opportunity to just ask kind of what they've seen change in the industry and how things have evolved. Definitely feel free to unmute yourself and ask away.
Chelsea, I noticed Hugo just joining. Hugo, can you give us a little bit history in the last, you've been in business for 30 years, 28, I think, right? 28 years. Some of you are not even, are even younger than 28. Hugo, you've been in business before some of the people here even born on the planet. So can you share the evolution in the real estate industry? How was the industry 28, 30 years ago? And what can we learn from the past and what can we embrace as we move into this 2021? Like what can we learn from history? What can we learn and what can we so inspire all this next generation? Hugo.
Hi, everybody. Yes, a lot of things. We went from paper book listings. That's why they call it pocket listing, because people used to steal a page of the new listings and put it on their pocket and nobody else will see it. That's what's called offline properties, right, today. Anyways, but yeah, things have changed. My first year, 1992 in the business was when the market was going down, and I got into the real estate business when the market was going down. So I'm used to the ups and downs. The market has switched quite a bit. There used to be people that, I mean, the only way how people could get information about real estate is by coming to the real estate office. The only way how they can get information about homes was with the real estate agent. So we were in full control back in those days. Floor time was very, very popular because anybody that walk into the office is your client. So that's how you did business back in the days. Today, things have changed dramatically. Everybody has access to everything online, as you know. And if you're not in front of the people, then basically you don't have any business going. We used to charge 6-7%, no problem. People were used to do that. Very, very few people will even question our commissions. Now it's totally different. So I remember my first job as a realtor was at Century 21, because back in the days, the golden coat and the black pants, that was the thing to wear if you were to be recognized as a very professional real estate agent. And I wanted to do that. So I originally worked for Century 21 because of the attire. Funny, no? But then I went to move to Remax, because Remax came in through the market with a different approach, where instead of marketing just the name, they were marketing you. So you can be more independent. And I like independence. So I went with Remax. And I stayed for them for a while. I became one of the top 5% agents in United States at one point. And by the way, with Remax, one time I made $72,000 in commissions in 1 month. But now I broke that record with Your Home Sold Guaranteed and did a lot more than that in 1 month alone. So things have changed definitely. And now we depend on how you can serve the clients more and how you can be different than anybody else. I learned this with Your Home Sold Guaranteed, and it's working so well. Some of the other people have been sharing, and our message makes us different. What we provide makes a difference, and the value that we provide now makes a big difference. And throughout my career, I've always tried to be valuable to my clients. You see me in my car right now because I just came for a listing appointment from someone who I sold the house 20 years ago. Can you believe that? 20 years ago, and they call me because now they have to move down. Why they do that? It's because I offer value, because they trusted me. And with Your Home Sold Guarantee, that is just even further than that. And so all I can say that if you are in the right place at the right time, and there is nothing that compares even close to what we do now, as I see real estate through the years and everything that has happened in the industry.
Yeah, and you pretty much like you are the number one guy at Realty One office when you are with Realty One. You are like the top agent with Remax. Hey, and we also have Jason and Jeff. I remember, Chelsea, Jason and Jeff, I don't know how long they've been in business, but it seems like at least 15 years here. But I remember they came to the office a couple of days ago. Jason was like, oh my gosh, I closed, like, it's like, Jason, can you share your story? Because you said that it's like closing 5 deals. Remember that, Jason and Jeff? You came to the office a couple of days ago and you were saying something about, like Hugo said, basically like, how can you make more money now than ever before? Right, so that's part of the important in the history. Is you guys been in business for at least 15 years.
Yes.
How long when did you get your license, Jason? How long
I
you
got
been
my
in-
license in 2003, and at the time I only list my aunt's house, and that's it. After that, I didn't really do much for I think a few years. I didn't really get back until 2009 when the market was crashing. A lot of people were not doing well, but for me, I work with investors, so that was my niche. I would work with investors. That's like buying all those cheap houses in the high desert, and I was doing very well. That's why it doesn't matter what the market is. There's always a market. You just have to find your niche, and then I start buying houses myself, and now I build up my portfolio. Basically, I have a salary now. Even if I don't sell anything, I still make money because I don't need to do anything.
You Jason have cash flow money coming in just every day like you sleep, but that's why you do what you do here. You are not doing this to make money, but the point is I forgot to ask just now, all these legends here is this. The perception, Jason, is that, oh, your home sold guaranteed realty, it's only for the new agents. And just now we heard from Hugo, from Jason, you guys are the top. Like Hugo was like the number one guy when he was with Realty One, and he made more money here than that. So can you speak on that? And then we go around the room, Jason. We want to hear from as many legends as possible. Hey, what do you get out of our association here?
Well, last year I was there like in November, but I did not join. And I was thinking, well, when I join you, I'm actually taking a pay cut because my split with my previous broker is higher than what I'm have with you now. But what I find out is after only a few months with you, now I sell one house is equivalent to like 3 houses because now I can double end without even hoping for it. Before I was like, I hope I find a client that would ask me to write an offer for them. Now I just offer them $1. I don't care. I will double end, doesn't matter what. On top of that, when a buyer come and ask me to write an offer for them, and I have multiple of them, and I said, I'm going to charge you 1.5% or 2% to represent you. And if they say anything, I go, you're not the only one that asked me to write an offer. So if you want to have it, then you need to work with me. And I just closed one deal 2 days ago where I double end and also charge them 1.5%. So in one transaction that I did was equivalent to 3. So even with my less split now, but I'm making more money with each transaction. So I'm very happy. And on top of that, with all this sharing in the company, I learned so much. Before I was like working by myself most of the time. I was like the number 1 or number 2 agent with my old broker, and I never even go in the office. I just do everything by myself. But now with all the experience I learned from the sharing in the company, I actually learn a lot, and I implement it immediately, like the operate thing. I just happened to call you, Rudy, and ask you, should I take the listing and just sell it to one of my buyers? You told me not to do it, and then now I did very well. So I'm really happy that I joined your company.
Where are you now? Is there a train passing by?
No, that's the stock market closing because I'm also a trader, so I'm trading the market.
Sorry, I was like, dude, where are you now? Are you in a train station somewhere? I see, I see, sorry, I didn't know, I don't know. Hey, Jeff, I think we have one last before we have our super special guest from NOC here, but Jeff, why don't you share how long you been in business? How's the experience? What's going on in the industry and stuff?
Okay, well, surprisingly, this July, I will have a real estate license for 32 years. I started when I was like 5. So nobody laughed. Uh, anyway, no, let me qualify that. I spent my first 20 years of my career in the loan business. I was a loan officer, sales manager, vice president of a large company. And then I started a company that I had for 10 years, and I was a nationwide lender, mortgage banker. At one time, I actually had 6 broker licenses. I held 6 broker licenses that I passed in different states and that required them. And so I built that whole thing up, and unfortunately having to close it down when the market crashed. Did loan modifications for a couple of years. And then about 2010, I decided to start flipping homes. So I came into the business kind of a different way than a lot of people. I spent about 5 years flipping homes, maybe 7 years. Did well over 100 homes here and in other states. And then that just kind of led me into, just being a regular real estate agent. I'm a real estate broker, obviously, but a real estate agent for, people that want to buy and sell. And unfortunately, in 2015, I got very sick, spent a few years being sick and very difficult to work for about 3 years. And so really, I feel like the last 2-3 years is I'm healthy again, feeling better, and just, starting my career over again, if you will. And, when I actually ran into Susan Chase, we did a deal together. She brought the buyer one of my listings I had for an investor client of mine. And she said she was really busy, and we talked, and I realized that what happened to the mortgage business the first 2 years, I went out and got my own business. I did pretty well. And then I joined a company that they did all their own, they provided all their own leads at a much lower split like we're doing here. And then my career really took off after that. And so I realized that that's what I need to do. And it just works better for me I'm not good at self-generating leads, but I'm good at handling leads that are provided. So, but anyway, one of the cool things that I liked is the first property I sold, the listing, essentially I doubled my commission. I didn't realize I could do that, by getting the buyer to come in and, have them, make an offer with their closing costs included. And it was great. I was like, man, just on that, just doubling my commission on listings. And even like we talked about before, if I represent the buyer, I could actually make a commission. I didn't realize I could do that. I actually kind of messed up. I probably could have ended up making 3 commissions on that deal. So that was awesome. And I love the camaraderie, all the systems. I love systems. I love training. And I love, just the way you're doing things is the way it should have been done. I wish I'd learned this 10 years ago when I first decided to start, selling real estate full time. So very appreciative, Rudy. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Congratulations, Jeff, and welcome to the team.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you again, guys. And congratulations to all of our legends here at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. So yeah, we definitely appreciate all the hard work, all the insight. Thank you for sharing your stories and just, opening our eyes to how the industry's changed and how different it's been over, the years. So thanks again. Awesome. Rudy, anything else you wanted to add before we move on to the next section? All righty. So, all right, guys, we do have a very special guest with us today. We have Shelly Smith.